Alright, you're welcome to today's class. It's your guy, Martin Ekpa, on the English language from ISIFE EDUBLOG. We today shall look at Concord. What is Concord? Perhaps the most interesting topic. Children, students everywhere will tell me Concord. Phrases and clauses. These are catchy topics that students will always request. So what is this Concord that we'll talk about? We say it is the agreement of elements of the sentence. Agreement of sentence items. Words come together to form sentences, and these words have to agree. As they say, it takes two to tango. If words don't agree, they will struggle in sentences. They will complain, if not to you, the speaker, to the person listening. The words that do not agree will seriously complain. They will fight. So there should be agreement. Alright, so that the pieces will be fixed properly together. In English, the subject is expected to agree with its verb in terms of person and number. Now, usually your teachers will say the subject is the performer of the action. Yes, we agree, but this is just like giving you 50% of the information. The subject of the sentence may perform the action of that sentence or may not. Alright? So the subject is the reason for the discussion. The reason for that sentence is the subject. The reason for the sentence is the subject. It usually comes before the main verb. Now, in I am teaching, the subject of the sentence is I. Now, agreeably, I is performing the action. But what happens in the sentence, I was hurt? I was hurt. I remains the subject of the sentence. But did I perform the action? No. I, in fact, was hurt, which means the performer of the action was not even mentioned in the sentence. Alright? Because the performer wasn't necessary. The person in pain is the person necessary in this sentence. Then, in the dog was knocked down. That's again another issue. The dog was knocked down. The dog is the subject of the sentence, but who knocked the dog down was not even brought in. Whether it was a car, whether it was a man, whether it was whatever it is, was not even brought. The incident had taken place. Arriving in the scene, people saw a dog, and somebody said the dog was knocked down. So, at that material time, who did the knocking down was not necessary. What am I saying? The subject of a sentence is the noun phrase or noun clause at the beginning of the sentence, usually before the main verb. Whether it performs the action or not is not the issue, because in the active voice, the subject performs the action, while in the passive voice, the subject may even be a victim, the victim of the action performed. Alright? Now, whichever is the case, whether it is performing the action or receiving the action, the subject should agree with its verb. The subject should agree with its verb. Pronouns are also expected to agree with their antecedents. Right? We've explained the concept of a subject and verb. Now, what is an antecedent? I'll still talk about the verb forms. It's still on the board. What is an antecedent? Now, it says the pronoun is also respected to agree with its antecedent in terms of person and number. The antecedent of a pronoun is the noun or pronoun that comes before it and to which it refers. If somebody should ask you your antecedent, invariably the person is asking of your background, your parents, your mother and your father. Alright? The antecedent of the pronoun in this sentence, let's look at the sentence. The man stopped his child from smoking. Why do we have his in this sentence? We have his because of the noun man. Therefore, the reason why we have his, which is man, is the antecedent of his. If we change this to woman, this will become her. Alright? So that's what we mean by antecedent. The noun, the pronoun, the noun or the pronoun that comes before another pronoun. The noun that came before, or the pronoun that came before another pronoun, is the second pronoun's antecedent. I came before my children, so I am the antecedent. That's what we mean. Now, there's something else we have to look at, which is verb forms. The singular form of a noun, let's say cap. Cap is singular. The plural form is caps. So the noun that takes the S form is the plural noun. But in the case of verbs, it is different. The verb that takes the singular, the S form is actually the singular verb. Here we go. Go is a plural verb. Let me show you how it is plural. We is more than one. We go to school. They is more than one. They go to school. If you make they singular, it will become he or she. She goes to school. Is that understood? I don't want to use the singular form of we. The singular form of we is I. But I don't want to use it because I is also not allowed to take the S form of the verb. We'll talk about that. There is a singular form that it takes, that is am. Alright? Am is also singular, but then I does not take the S form of the verb, so we'll keep that apart. Now, he goes to school. She goes to school, singular. They go to school, plural. So they is plural, go is plural. He is singular, goes is singular. Now, here is a table showing verbs, the plural forms and the singular forms. The plural form of the verb is actually the base form. The mother of the verb is the plural verb. Go is the base form of the verb goes, going, went, and gone. That base form, the infinitive form, is the plural form. Change, plural. Changes, singular. Pay, plural. Pays, singular. Try, plural. Tries, singular. Touch, plural. Touches, singular. Judge, plural. Judges, singular. He judges everybody. You don't judge people. As they say in English, you don't judge a book by its cover. You judge. Okay. So those are necessary tips. If we must learn and understand Concord very well, we have to understand these tips. What the antecedent of a pronoun is and what the singular verb and the plural verb is. Now that we have done that, let us take it a little further, looking at the types of Concord. The types of Concord. Basically, there are two. The subject-verb agreement and the pronoun-antecedent agreement. On my board is pronoun-antecedent agreement. I will take that first before we begin to talk about the subject-verb agreement, which will be in another video. This lesson we have introduced Concord, and in the next few minutes we shall be running down the pronoun-antecedent agreement. Now, what do we mean? You've heard us define antecedent, and we have explained what is meant by antecedent. So, what is pronoun-antecedent agreement? Simply put, let's bring it in sentence forms. We've said the antecedent of a pronoun should agree, or the pronoun should agree with its antecedent in terms of person and number. Now, the man knows his job. His is singular. Alright? Man is singular. So there is an agreement. Man is third person, because we said in terms of number and person. Man is third person. His is also third person. So there is agreement. Man is male. His is female. So there is also agreement in terms of gender. Alright? Number 2. The lady read her poem. The lady is the antecedent of the pronoun her. Lady is singular, her is singular. Lady is female, her is female. Lady is third person, her is also third person. Other examples. Now, we are taking it a little further now. If anyone calls, tell Dash to check back tomorrow. I didn't put the pronoun. The antecedent of what should be here is anyone. Why did I leave it vacant? I wanted to show you something. You see, over time, those who call themselves feminists have brought a lot of issues on board. Now, they say the English language, the way it was originally spoken, was not in favor of women. So, a lot of changes have been made in that respect. Before now, we say, if anyone calls, tell him to check back tomorrow. But in modern English, it is no longer the case. We say things like, if anyone calls, tell him or her to check back tomorrow. But grammarians consider this boring. So, to solve this problem, they have used them. Them is actually a plural pronoun, the plural form of him or her is them. But since it is not gender sensitive, him is for the male, her is for the female. But them, which is the plural form, combines the two. It no longer knows male or female. Because of this, considering the boring nature of repeating him or her, if anyone calls, tell him or her to check back tomorrow because him or her did not come early enough and we have closed before him or her comes. Him or her will be too many. So if anyone calls, tell them to check back tomorrow. This would have been originally against the rule of pronoun-antecedent agreement, which says that the pronoun should agree with each antecedent in terms of person and number. But I've explained that because some people feel the women are being cheated by the use of him when a genderless pronoun or noun is used, we have to devise something to make them happy, and that is them. So in your exams, if you get something like everybody knows dash right, A, his, B, her, C, his stroke her, and D, they. Alright? The correct answer is they, because his does not capture the fact that everybody refers to male or female. Her, the same thing. His or her, we have said, is too boring, and so they has become the best replacement for his, which would have been the original word here. So everybody knows their right. Look at number 4. One has to be careful what one says in public. One is usually the antecedent of one. One is usually the antecedent of one. One should be grateful for what one has. When one is used as the noun phrase starting the sentence or the subject, the other pronoun which will refer to it should also be one. Then, let's look at another aspect of this pronoun-antecedent agreement. 6. Now, look at this sentence. Everyone believes in themselves. This is another aspect of the problem. Why do we have themselves? Yes, what you may have been used to is themselves. But here we have everyone, a singular pronoun. We have believes, a singular verb. And we have themselves. Themselves is used to say that it could be a man or a woman. Right? Themselves is used to say that it could be a man or woman. So because it is singular, them is used to capture that male-female problem. Self is used to identify a singularity. Perhaps one of the newest pronouns in the English language, that is themselves. Alright? Themselves. So, let me look at other sentences where this could be a problem. Now, the baby has had dash meal. what will be the antecedent baby? What will be the best pronoun to be used here? Let's say examiner says A, his, B, her, C, they, and D, its. Alright? Please, in the English language, baby takes its. So, look at again. The antecedent of its is a baby. We believe in ourselves. Ourselves is the antecedent of we. Everything is in its rightful place. Everything is the antecedent of its. So what did I say before? We is the antecedent of ourselves, while everything is the antecedent of its. Both are the best friends, right? Both is the antecedent of they. Each has its unique taste. Each is antecedent of its. Each child should come with their plate. Each child. A child could be a boy or a girl. So each child should come with their plate. Child is antecedent of they. A member can only withdraw the membership in December. Member is the subject and is the antecedent of the pronoun they. Remember, if the noun is genderless, if the noun is neuter gender, the pronoun that comes after this, such a noun, should be in the plural form. It is the plural pronoun in the English language that does not consider gender. This is one advantage that the Igbo language has over the English language. Igbo pronouns do not know gender. Now, the English language is gender sensitive. The Igbo language is not gender sensitive. Therefore, ọ na-abịa, ọ could be a man or a woman. Ị na-aga, it could be a man or a woman. But in the English language, is she going? Is he going? Now, are they going? They no longer knows whether it is male or female. That is the reason why grammarians chose the plural pronouns as capable of replacing gender neuter nouns or pronouns in sentences. We've given you a wide range of examples. A member can only withdraw their membership, not his membership. Each child should come with their plate, not his plate. Both are their best friends. Both are both's best friends. Fine. Each has its unique taste. Of course, each, whether each is an impersonal pronoun here, so it is appropriate to use it. We've talked about babies taking it because traditionally babies do not take his or her, so it is used here. Everyone believes in themselves. This is very important. Everyone believes in themselves, not themselves, because everyone is not plural. Then, one should be grateful for what one has. We said when one is used, one should go through. Alright? One knows what one wants when one, even when one is not financially buoyant. One knows what one wants, even when one is not financially buoyant, one all through. Everybody knows their right. Not everybody knows his or her right. If anyone calls, tell them to check back tomorrow. If anyone calls, tell them to check back tomorrow. That has been matters arising from the pronoun-antecedent agreement. Don't mix these things. Sometimes you mean his and use her. You mean him and use her. It happens. But become more conscious of it and you will not make such mistakes anymore. Thank you so much. Please stay connected to the next Concord topic, which is the subject-verb agreement. That will also come in batches, because it will be too many to be put in just one video. I'll see you then.